Hello, and thank you for clicking on my channel, Cali Legends Media. Thank you to all the subscribers. I really appreciate you all, each and every one of you. I know I say that at the beginning of every video, but that comes from the heart, and that's the truth of everything that I say. I mean that from my heart. Seriously. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you on everybody who participates in the comment section. And anybody who hasn't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, the like button, notification bell, so you'll be notified whenever a new video comes out if you like this type of content. Okay, so today's video is going to be about a situation I went through with a Sally that I didn't have too much experience with. What happened was something jumped off on the yard, some racial conflict, and they took my cell from me, okay? They rolled up my Sally because he had blood on his tennies, and they took my cell from me to give it to the other race who had less people in the building than the Sureños. So I lost my cell. It was a nice cell. I had it hooked up. The floors were waxed. They looked like if they were wet. All the chrome in my cell was polished like mirror. My shelves were painted. My walls were painted nice. I hooked it up. It was a really nice. I waxed my floor every other day. And anyways, I lost it. I lost my cell. It got taken from me. And I got transferred into a cell with another inmate. Well, this inmate was a lifer, and he was with the business. You know, he was with the politics and everything. The guy who had the yard, he was also in my building, and the guy that I moved in with actually held the bag for him. The bag meaning what I'm referring to is all of the goodies that belong to the people who control or run the prison yards. Well, what happened was during the riot, he had to separate himself from this bag. He knew what that meant. For one thing, if he was taken off the yard, he would have been able to send a message and a map so that it could have been retrieved at a later time. Excuse me. But he knew that if he got caught, it would get taken. And he'd really be in hot water. So what he did was, where he went down when they put the yard down finally, he dug a hole and he put the bag in the hole, and he put his thing, you know, his weapon in the vicinity, also in another hole. He wasn't removed from the yard. His Sally was. So when they took my cell, they put me and him together and gave my cell to the other race. When he told me what happened, we had to concoct a plan. I didn't have to. He did. But of course, I was going to help him concoct a plan for us to retrieve that ASAP. Because if somebody else would have found it, obviously it would have disappeared. So we drew a map. First thing, we drew a map before his mind got cloudy or if he forgot anything about the vicinity he was in. He was specific. It was out in the grass, right where you turn on the track on the far side. There was some indicators that he was able to point out to line up to take that person to the exact spot. He was a smart kid. He knew what time it was. So he was able to say, if you look off the corner of this building and the pole at the end of the gate where they open the gate and come into the yard, and you come to that point on the grass, that's where it's at. Okay. In any case, our next job was to find somebody that we could trust, obviously, to go out there and to get this, because if they would go out there and get it and say, hey, you know what, I went, there was nothing there, hey, I try to help you, but it's gone. I couldn't find it. It would have been hard to prove different, right? In any case, we took the better part of the day thinking, who can we trust, right? I had some suggestions. He had some suggestions. And then in a process of elimination, we came up with our best candidate to go out and retrieve this. There was a lot riding on this because it didn't belong to anybody that was actually there present on the yard. It belonged to somebody else that was going to be expecting their issue, right? In any case, this wood, because the woods were still out in the yard. This wood, he was cool with us, with the raza, and he had been around. He knew what time it was. Came over, we called him over, and we explained the situation, and he was down to go out and do it. So we gave him the map. And he went out with that map, and he came right upon where that stuff was at. He was able to retrieve it, and he brought it back to our cell in pristine condition. Exactly the way it was put there was the way he brought it back. He also found my Sally's tools and brought that back too. So all in all, it was a good choice as far as personnel, and it was a pretty specific map, and we were able to get back what was put out there during this riot. Obviously, he got taken care of, we got taken care of, and the guy who had the yard, he was especially happy. He didn't stay. They rolled him up too. He ended up leaving. So long story short, a bad situation was avoided, and we're able to get back what was lost. Part of this story, though, when the llavero got rolled up, they brought this other vato to the yard. And his name was Smokey. Smokey from Lote Maravilla. This guy came to the yard and he had bad paperwork. The llavero was sold up with a homie from the Avenues. Good homie, man. Firme vato. Anyways, when this vato, Smokey, goes into the cell with his vato from the Avenues, he takes flight on him. And they end up getting down, and the Juras end up dragging him out and taking him off the yard. And obviously, after checking and doing some investigating, I found out that he was in there for some bad stuff. Guy was no good. Sorry to say, yeah, we all got him. All the neighborhoods got guys that are no good, that are sick, and everybody has somebody in their neighborhood that turns out to be no good. Nobody's exempt from that. All barrios have vatos like that, Anyways, that's just part of the story, only because the llavero got rolled up from that cell, and this fool ended up rolling up, getting in the cell with that guy from the Avenues, and getting down with him so that he could get taken back out. I don't know what's happening with that guy now. I don't care. Guy's no good. In my book, anybody who does anything to women and children are definitely written off of my book. And everybody should feel the same about that. Anyways, it's just a short story of losing something that was critical, something that could have cost somebody their career in the end if it was not explained correctly, and or would have cost them some money if it wouldn't have been able to get retrieved, you know. And it was just a short story how they retrieved it, drawing maps, asking people that we had confidence in for assistance. And a lot of times in prison, you got to count on your allies to help you out, you know. Anyways, I'm going to end this video, and I'd like to thank you for clicking on my channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. Check out the other videos that I've already done. You might find some of them interesting, but I welcome you to join, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you. Take care, and God bless you.